Finding a journal filled with lies about you, your every move tracked, your parenting trashed, your loyalty questioned. For 10 years, my mother-in-law waged a secret war to tear my marriage apart. But when I stood up and exposed her venom to everyone, her world crumbled. This is the story of how I took my life back. If you've ever been betrayed by someone you trusted or dreamed of serving cold, hard justice, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and buckle up for a revenge story. That'll leave you cheering. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. A cozy suburban home, toys scattered across the living room, the smell of fresh coffee in the air. That's where I lived with my husband Tom and our 2 kids, Lily and Max. We'd been married for a decade, building a life filled with school plays, soccer games, and late night talks over wine. It wasn't perfect, but it was ours, or so I thought, because lurking in the shadows was someone determined to rip it all apart. My mother-in-law, Barbara. From the moment I met Barbara, I knew she didn't like me. Her smile was too tight, her eyes too cold, like she was sizing me up and finding me lacking. I was 25 then, a young teacher with big dreams and a bigger heart, head over heels for her son. But to Barbara, I was never good enough. "Oh, you're a teacher?" she'd say, her voice dripping with condescension. "I thought you'd aim higher." I'd laugh it off, my cheeks burning, hoping she'd warm up to me. Spoiler, she didn't. For years I tried to win her over. I'd spend hours cooking her favorite pot roast, invite her to every family barbecue, even bite my tongue when she'd critique my messy house or lowly job. Tom, bless his heart, would jump in saying, "Mom, enough. She's amazing." But Barbara would just roll her eyes like I'd somehow tricked her perfect son into marrying me. I told myself it was just her personality, sharp, critical, old school. I could handle it. I had to for my family Dot, but then her attacks got uglier. She started whispering to Tom, planting seeds of doubt. "She's holding you back, sweetheart," she'd say when she thought I wasn't listening. "You could have so much more." She told family members I was lazy, that I neglected our kids, even hinted I was cheating because I went to a book club once a week, a book club. I'd come home from teaching, exhausted but happy, only to hear from my sister-in-law that Barbara was spreading rumors. She said, "You don't even cook for the kids," my sister-in-law whispered once, looking guilty. I was crushed, my stomach twisting into knots, but I stayed quiet. I didn't want to start a war. 2 years ago, things took a darker turn. Tom started acting off. He'd snap at me over small things, like leaving dishes in the sink. He'd ask where I was going, even if it was just to the grocery store. One night, I caught him checking my phone while I was in the shower. My heart sank. This wasn't the man I married. I thought it was work stress. His job as an accountant was demanding, but something felt wrong. Then, one night, I overheard him on the phone in the study. His voice was low, tense. "I don't know, Mom," he said. "Maybe you're right about her?" My blood ran cold. I stood there, barefoot on the hardwood floor, my hands trembling. Barbara had gotten to him. She'd convinced him I was untrustworthy. Confronted Tom that night, tears streaming down my face. "What did she say about me?" I demanded. He looked away, ashamed, and admitted Barbara had been telling him I was slipping, that I wasn't the wife or mother he deserved. Swore he didn't fully believe her, but the doubt in his eyes cut me like a knife. I felt like I was losing my marriage, my family, my whole world. All because of her. I tried to keep things together for the kids' sake. Lily, our 8-year-old, would ask why Daddy was so quiet. Max, our 5-year-old, would cling to me. Sensing the tension, I'd plaster on a smile, but inside I was breaking. I started second-guessing myself. Was I a bad mom? A bad wife? Barbara's poison was seeping into my soul. Then, last month, everything changed. I was cleaning the guest room where Barbara stays when she visits. Under the bed, I found a small leather-bound journal. My hands shook as I opened it. Page after page was filled with notes about me, dates and times I left the house. Comments about my sloppy parenting. Lies about me flirting with our neighbor, Mike, who's happily married and 20 years older than me. March 14th, 2023. She left the kids' toys on the floor again, proof she's a neglectful mother. She wrote, June 9th, 2024. Saw her talking to that neighbor. She's probably cheating. My vision blurred with rage. This wasn't just gossip. This was a calculated campaign to destroy me. I showed Tom the journal that night. His face went pale as he... Read it. This is insane, he whispered. He called Barbara immediately, his voice shaking with anger. Explain this, Mom, he demanded. She played innocent, her voice sugary sweet over the speakerphone. It's just my thoughts, dear. I'm worried about you. I wanted to scream. Worried? She'd been stalking me, lying about me, tearing my family apart for years. That's when I snapped. I was done being the doormat, done letting her poison my life. I started planning. The next family gathering was in 2 weeks, a big barbecue at her house with Tom's entire family. Aunts, uncles, cousins, the works. Barbara would be there, smiling her fake smile, pretending to be the perfect mother-in-law. I decided that was the moment to expose her. The day of the barbecue, my stomach was in knots. The backyard was buzzing, kids running around, burgers sizzling on the grill, laughter filling the air. Barbara was holding court by the picnic table, charming everyone with her stories. I waited until everyone was seated, the chatter dying down. Then I stood up, the journal in my hand, my heart pounding so hard I thought it might burst. Excuse me, everyone, I said, my voice shaking but loud. All eyes turned to me. Barbara's smile faltered. I need to share something. I opened the journal and started reading. March 14th, 2023. She left the kids' toys on the floor again, proof she's a neglectful mother. Gasps rippled through the crowd. I kept going, my voice growing steadier. June 9th, 2024. Saw her talking to that neighbor. She's probably cheating. The backyard was dead silent. Barbara's face turned beet red, her mouth opening and closing like a fish out of water. She's been lying about me for years, I said, locking eyes with her. She's tried to ruin my marriage, my reputation, my family. I held up the journal. This is her proof. Barbara stammered, You're invading my privacy? I shot back, You've been invading my life for a decade. Tom stood beside me, his voice firm. Mom, you're done. You're not welcome here until you apologize and stop this. The air was thick with tension. Barbara's eyes welled up crocodile tears, of course, and she stormed out, muttering about how cruel I was. Half the family followed her, whispering, but I didn't care. I felt a weight lift off my shoulders. For the first time in years, I was free. Looking back, I wish I'd stood up to Barbara sooner. Her lies cost me years of peace, but exposing her was the best thing I ever did. Sometimes justice means speaking your truth, no matter how loud the opposition screams. Karma has a way of catching up. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and drop a comment. What's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen? Maybe it's your own story. Share it below. Don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping Reddit stories like this. See you in the next one.